Hello guys, this is GamerM here and this is the X17R2. Let's unbox. So this comes in a black box. Let me cut through here, and inside the black box you have a white box with an alien head. Let me take it out and keep aside. And in the black box you have the power adapter. Now this I think is the 330 watt power adapter. It is certainly better than the R1. It is slim but still heavy. Let's see what's else in the black box. And you have the cable for the power adapter. So let's open the white box. And this has the X17R2. And here it is, the X17R2 with a big 17 logo, a small alien head at the top, and the moonlight white color. Now the white box also has an envelope. Let's see what's else in the envelope. Let me take it out. So this is Alienware on the web. You have Alienware history. This is Alienware sticker. You have safety information. What's this? Okay, so this has the information about the ports. So this is what you get in the envelope. So let me put it here. Okay, so let's open the X17R2. And here goes. Okay, so here it is. You can see the keyboard, and inside with the matte black finish, 1080p screen, and the cherry mechanical keyboard. The X17R2, just like the X17R1, is slim but packs a lot of power. This is also available with 12700H with 3066 GB and 3070 Ti 8 GB video RAM. I have the Core i9 12900HK with 3080 Ti 16 GB video RAM, latest 32 GB DDR5 RAM with 1 TB Gen 4 M.2 SSD, Wi-Fi 6E and a Bluetooth 5.2. You can also upgrade the RAM in this to a 64 GB DDR5 and SSDs to 2x2 TB M.2 Gen 4 SSD in RAID configuration as well. Now when you open R2, you see the same air intakes for the cooling system at the top and on the sides of the keyboard. Now the keyboard color is same matte black like you see in the R1. RGB mousepad is gone, but I wanted mousepad to be more taller vertically than wider horizontally. This comes preloaded with Windows 11 Home, MS Office 365 1-year subscription and 1-year antivirus program. But make sure you update Windows regularly to get the best performance out of this X17R2. Now this X17R2 has a 17-inch Full HD 360Hz display with advanced Optimus, G-Sync and 1 millisecond response time. It's a clear and sharp display with good viewing angles, and you will particularly like looking at this display. In this X17R2, speed is crucial, and this display with 1 millisecond response time is fast enough to let you enjoy every second of your games at full resolution. The X17R2 has one of the world's fastest processor, the 12900HK. It's a 14-core CPU with 24 MB cache, a base clock speed of 2.9 GHz and can go up to 5 GHz. This processor can go as low as 1.8 GHz and can shoot up to 5 GHz when needed. And when you have a K at the end of the processor, that means you have an unlocked processor and you can have the freedom to overclock the processor as well. From the Alienware command center, you can overclock the processor, but make sure that you have a good knowledge of overclocking, or you will end up overheating the internal components. You can also create your own overclock profiles in the Alienware command center, and also from Alienware command center you can choose your overclock profiles as well. Also, there are predefined thermal profiles like full fan speed, balance mode, performance already available. At the top, there is a 720p HD webcam that can take photos and videos and is also supported by Windows Hello. With 32GB DDR5 and 1TB M.2 Gen 4 SSD, this thing is fast. It can boot Windows in under 10 seconds and can copy large files. I copied 40GB file from one location to another in the hard disk, and it just copied in under 10 seconds. So this thing is fast. Now the main advantage of X17R2 is the world's fastest GPU 3080 Ti with 16GB video RAM. Now where other competitors are making laptops slim and compromising on TGP levels, the Alienware in this slim ultra thin chassis has put full 175W 3080 Ti, and this you can also overclock from Alienware command center as well. Again, have a good knowledge of overclocking. This cherry mechanical keyboard you have to get used to, and this also can get people attention when you start tapping. If you choose cherry mechanical keyboard with X17R2, make sure you get used to this sound. Everyone may or may not like this sound. The multimedia sound keys of volume and microphone on the right are a good addition, but a touch buttons would have been better. Another point is the position of secondary function keys. It would have been better Bluetooth and display brightness and trackpad to be on the left. Unfortunately, they are not so. So you have to use both hands to change unless you have long fingers. Overall, the keyboard looks like a Dell Latitude series keyboard to me. If you have ever used a Dell Latitude series keyboard, you will notice it. This keyboard is good for typing, but for gaming I found it to be less responsive to fast keystrokes. Alienware non-mechanical keyboards were fantastic to use. Even the Alienware logo used to light up, but sadly in this X17R2, Alienware logo does not light up and is not a part of Alienware FX. Like this M15X looked so good at the time. The keyboard and the overall surface around the keyboard attract fingerprints, just like you see here. X17R2 comes only in one color, the moonlight white. In the dark, Alienhead and AlienFX steal the show with its dazzling display of lights, but you cannot see the ports when the lights are up in the dark. On the left, you have only one headphone jack, and on the right, you have only one power adapter jack. All the ports are on the back. They are one mini display port, micro SD, USB 3.2 Gen 1, HDMI 2.1, USB 3.2 Gen 2, RJ45, another USB 3.2 Gen 1, and a Type-C Thunderbolt 4 port. Alienware FX for the keyboard works great and gives you a variety of options, like you see here for keys W, A, S, and D. But you have to get used to this software. In the Alienware command center, come to FX, and in the Lightning you get two options, X17R2 and your mechanical keyboard. First one allows you to customize Alienhead together with all zones and stadium, and on the right, choosing the second one, you can choose colors of your Alienhead and the stadium. At the top right corner you have the R2 keyboard. Here you can choose from all keys, numbers, function keys, and a group of keys customizations. You can also choose predefined themes like I have selected here, and can assign colors of your choice or all at once. You can also save your themes at the bottom. You can also change the themes of your Alienware FX as well. You can also create your own macros in Alienware FX. On the left there is an option to create macros as well. It takes some time to get used to this Alienware command center software, especially new users. For regular Alienware users, this will be easy. X17R2 has a 16GB 175W 3080 Ti and has 1000 more CUDA cores than 3080. And the main improvement is the memory speed from 14 gigabits to 16 gigabits. All your favorite games will run on maxed out settings and comfortable 60 to 100 frames per second. Halo Infinite at maxed out setting ran at more than 100 frames per second. God of War ran at 60 to 120 frames per second. Gears 5 ran at more than 100 frames per second. Cyberpunk with quality settings maxed out and ray tracing ultra ran at 80 to 100 frames per second. The 4 cooling fans did a great job while playing games. Here is the sound.
Look at B-17 Flying Fortress over Arasaka HQ. Oh man, that is insensitive. I am so sorry. What are my manners? President Myers. I mean, of course. I gotta respect the office.
Make sure you keep volume at full when you are playing games. The system cools down very fast, and I noticed fan speed goes down as soon as you quit the game. Dell Alienware has done a really good job in keeping the temperatures down in the slim chassis. On the keyboard, the area around the air intakes gets high temperatures, but it is not overheating at all the keyboard and the palm rest area. It's in the acceptable range. I noticed when playing games, 4 cooling fans at regular intervals goes up and down to keep the temperatures in check. This allows better performance and keep chassis cool at regular intervals as well. So you can have the best time while playing games or content creation on this X17R2. The X17R2 has 2-watt, 2 front-firing speakers with 2 subwoofers, and sound effects are controlled by the Dolby software. Here in the settings you can choose from variety of options, and you can also choose levels like details, balance or off. In custom settings you can make your own preset. If you like to disable the software, you have to come to more settings and you can choose disable. The X17R2 has a 6-cell battery and it gave me a battery backup of around 3 hours. Power plan set to best battery life and brightness from medium to low gave me a battery backup of around 3 hours. But mostly it was internet surfing and regular work. Make sure you don't play games when you're using battery. While charging, the alien head changes colors and looks great. X17R2 is slim, but it's bigger in size than its competitors. Where laptop manufacturers are compromising on TGP levels in a slim laptop, the Dell Alienware with the X17R2 gives you the full power in a slim chassis and it's just over 3 kg in weight. If you are looking for a gaming laptop that can play your games at full resolution and maxed out settings, go for the X17R2 with 3080 Ti 16GB. If you are looking at 3060 with 6GB and 3070 Ti 8GB, maybe in the future you have to look for compromises with the graphic settings. But in this 3080 Ti, you may not have to do that. It is good for years to come. So, if you are looking for X17R2, go for the 3080 Ti. It's worth the money and worth the performance in this ultra thin chassis. It gives you an unlocked processor, a full 175-watt 3080 Ti graphics card, 32GB DDR5 RAM, great connectivity features and the power to upgrade as well in the future. I used it for playing games, content creation, and I'm really happy and impressed by the overall performance, power and the cooling system in this ultra slim chassis. If you are looking for X17R2, go for the 3080 Ti. You will be certainly impressed by the performance in this ultra thin chassis. The X17R2 is available at a premium price. Some may call it overpricey, but the performance and the features that you get in this ultra thin design is unmatched. So if you are looking for an X17R2, go for this one with 3080 Ti. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, click, like, share and subscribe. Goodbye.